My Hero Academia, Season 7, Episode 19. It's a small world. A small but beautifully told world. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, Brent here back with variants. Cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, My Hero Academia. And I gotta say, this has easily been the anime's most powerful episode for me. I watched it on a live stream just not but 10 minutes ago with each and every one of you viewers. Thank you for those who came out for the live streams. We cover the live stream and then we do the review later on. And during the episode itself, I was getting exceptionally choked up. Hopefully, I'm not the only one, and I'm not just a big softy here for any kind of style of content of this nature. But look, this episode was teased that we were going to have the showdown between Shigaraki and Deku, and All Might and All for One. Those two fights are not happening during this episode. This episode focused around Endeavor and his family and everything going on there. So you'll have to stay tuned for the next coming weeks if you finally want to get the culmination for All Might and All for One, which All Might is holding a briefcase, which is unlocking some kind of special suit. So he thinks he's going to be able to go toe to toe with All for One in what we are all assuming is going to be a one-way show and a quick on out for him. So RIP to one of the greatest heroes of all time. I'm putting that writing on the wall as it is right here, right now. Even though Stain, for whatever purpose, is in the background with All Might. So that's kind of curious to see how everything's going to be wrapped up there. But hey, that's just my thoughts on that. And then we had Shigaraki and Deku. Basically, they just punched each other so hard that there was just a giant shockwave and a cool green tornado slash cyclone type of reverberation upon the impact of their blows. So, when we see their battle get finally animated here in the next couple moments, next couple episodes, that things are going to be off the chain when we get there. But this episode really was a culmination of everything we saw happen in the beginning of season 3 and in the story that was told throughout season 7. Season 3 was the arc where we got to see the class showcase and we got to see, Shoto be shown. And Shoto was shown, originally to be this protege, this unstoppable force. He was Endeavor's master plan. He was the person that throughout basically all of his boot camps and training camps where he pushed his kids to the absolute nine, to the breaking point in which he was trying to force two quirks to become activated fully within one child and basically make them the protege to go out and take out All Might and be the tool of his destruction, and for him to finally succeed as the greatest hero of all time, even though I'm pretty sure revenge is not in the hero handbook. But hey, it's Endeavor, flawed character. We were going to see Shoto was going to be continue this be puppet tiered by Endeavor to be going out and fulfilling all of his wishes, all of his desires, all of his deepest and darkest thoughts. But then as the season went on, we saw that Shoto's heart wasn't in that same place. He was different. Even though he'd gone through the same things that Toya or Dabi did, to the same, if not somehow maybe worse, I'm assuming it's not worse, the extent he was able to go ahead and overcome the darkness in his heart. He met Deku. He made friends. He met individuals that healed him emotionally, healed him in his soul, healed him in the place where he had a giant hole in his heart. And he was able to ultimately become friends with Ray, his mom, and his brothers and his sisters in ways that he'd never been able to connect with people before because he was so far gone for the longest and we never thought we'd see him again because we saw the other end of the spectrum with Toya, where Toya let the darkness and the hatred and the evil just consume him. He was abandoned by his dad because, you know, Shoto was born. He was no longer this prize. He was no longer this pupil. He wasn't able to manifest or do things at a level in which Endeavor thought was acceptable of a child. Endeavor truly is the villain within his family. And in this battle, we finally got to see Endeavor go toe to toe with Shoto. Well, I mean, sorry, with Dabi. And in his battle with Dabi, we saw that Dabi, while he's reached new powers and new heights of his transformation to where he's able to affect a 5 kilometer radius with a fire blast. He's no longer conscious. His body is acting entirely on its own at a base primal level. This dude has gone a berserker rage in which he only knows pain and destruction and agony. And he's basically the only thing he's been able to yell is Toya and Endeavor. He's been yelling, "Dad, I hate you." And he's been able to yell at his brother, be like, "You are just a coward. You're pathetic. You're all these things," with everything involving, our boy Shoto. But Toya is being touched in his soul in a very interesting way. In this episode, we see that Endeavor was willing to pay the ultimate price of his sins. He was trying to grab Dobby and fly up into the sky so that the 5 kilometer blast will largely affect just, the atmosphere. It would have been akin to Iron Man in the Avengers. He was trying to deliver this giant weapon and up into the sky so where no individuals or citizens were affected in any way, shape, or form. Ultimately, his wife, Ray, comes out and makes an appearance because everyone seems to be forgetting and everything that's going on here. She is still Toya's mother. In her heart, that is her son. That is her child that she lost because of the sins of everything that Endeavor put her through. She's a victim 100%, but her heart and her character and integrity is so valiant. So the fact that she managed to go to the battlefield, show up and use her ice quirk to go ahead and try and cool down, Toya, was insane. Dobby was genuinely touched because he only wants to end his father. He doesn't want to end his mom. He doesn't want to end his siblings. He says he hates them. He says he wants nothing to do with them. The minute they were there, he snapped back from being completely unconscious to his eyes had some level of consciousness behind them. It is a beautiful story that has been told over several seasons, and this for me is peak My Hero Academia. I was choking up during the episode watching this as everyone was basically pouring their heart out to try and go ahead and fix what's been going on with Toya. Ida, huge shout out to you. I don't like your character, but I really like what you've done in this series. You're really starting to grow on me. I can't believe I'm saying that. But again, he was able to use his quirk to super speed himself, basically at the speed of a supersonic jet, and deliver Shoto to the battlefield from where they were originally at because they don't have, Kurigiri's quirk to where they can go boop, boop, portal their way from one place to another. And ultimately, Shoto was able to use a giant ice glacier power to encase around Dobby's flames because Dobby was still going to go basically nuclear for all intents and purposes to take out his family that was there, even though they were trying to pour their hearts out to cool him down and calm him down. Shoto's glacier was so powerful. He literally knocked Toya basically unconscious, and he's freezing his entire body from the inside out. And to cool someone whose flames were burning so intensely that everything within 5 kilometers is infected is absolutely wild. So, with everything going on there, a beautiful story, very well told. The power of family and togetherness really at the forefront of My Hero Academia. And in the spirit of togetherness, be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. It really helps the channel out and brings you together with us so we can discuss all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for episode 2 of The Penguin. We still are watching Agatha along. The Rings of Power Season 2's final episode will be on Wednesday night as well. So we'll see you for that amazing content. I'm Brett for Geek Variants. Have a great night, folks.